So I'm not going to keep you guys too long as I got shit to do and under a major rebranding. But I like this version of Anthony Joshua. I like the Anthony Joshua that boxes, moves, learned how to conserve his energy. For example, he weighed in at a career high 255 and a quarter for this fight. The last fight against Usyk was 244 and a half, 240 for the first fight, 240, almost 241 for the Pulev fight, 237 for Andy Ruiz. He's 3-3 in his last six fights, two losses to Alexander Usyk, that one loss to Andy Ruiz. All three of those defeats I predicted was going to happen. This was the first Anthony Joshua fight since about 2014 that I didn't do any fight week build up content. Now, I expected for Jermaine Franklin to do good. If I would have did content this week, I wouldn't have predicted him to win. But he is a nice, he's a good fighter, as you can see. 25-3 with 22 KOs. I like this Anthony Joshua with Derrick James. I wish that he would have used more of the body work that he did in the second Usyk fight when he was at Robert Garcia, because what we're learning about AJ is, for one, he has the best resume of a heavyweight boxer. And if the other top tier heavyweights would fight as frequently or as tough of competition that's been put in front of them as AJ would have, their records likely would have been the same. We can say that AJ does look a little bit broken, mentally broken, kind of a head case. Or is he? Is this really who he always was? You know, the landlord. Like we saw the rant or outburst after he lost to Usyk in the second fight. Because before that, he had to always be the company sponsor man, and that shit can probably get to you. So I guess what I'm saying is, some may look at this as a shitty performance from Anthony Joshua, but no, at this stage in his career, losing 3 times, and in this era of boxing, losing is the last thing, you know, boxers want to do. Boxers want to be undefeated. But overall, he did what he was supposed to do. He outboxed Jermaine Franklin. It was ugly at some points in time, but what do we notice in that second half? He didn't seem to gas out. And I'm a Derrick James fan, you know, undisputed champion, undisputed trainer of Jamel Charlo. He's got fringe contender Frank Martin, possible future undisputed champion. That would make 2 of them with Errol Spence, and he's got Anthony Joshua. So you could see, you like, put it this way, I think this is where he should stay for the remainder of his career. Anthony Joshua was 33 years old, 6'6", weighed in at 255, as we said. I can understand how some people may look at this fight and be like, he looked like shit. He don't like getting hit. It's gone. But at this stage in his career, this is how he's supposed to be looking, in my opinion. So, does he beat Tyson Fury? No. He get taken to school. Can he beat Deontay Wilder? Yes. But what happens when he takes a punch from Deontay Wilder? He gonna be dancing. You know? Doing the fucking, what's that shit? Remember the lambada? The forbidden dance? He gonna be doing that shit, the lambada. You know? I'm trying to figure out, like, I think that they should continue the plan of building him back up. Fight Joe Joyce. I don't see that fight happening. But fight Felix Hergovitz. And then fight Big Bang, CCP, Zhilei Zhang, even if he loses to Joe Joyce. But in reality, we know that the Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury fight should be next. Me personally, I want the Deontay Wilder fight over the Fury fight, because I don't see this Anthony Joshua. Don't get me wrong. I like you know, the boxer Anthony Joshua, but I can't see Anthony Joshua outboxing Tyson Fury. I can't do it again. I can't do it. You know, that Dylan White fight is still out there as well, and that's going to sell. The star of Anthony Joshua is somewhat fading. You know, this was in the 0-2. It ended up selling out, but it was kind of a crawl to those ticket sales. But I think he did pretty good. Here, let's go listen to the post-fight interview. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy with 5v360. Actually, let's listen to the scorecards. By the way, for those who wanted to know what happened at the end of the fight, Anthony Joshua was upset that Jermaine Franklin was doing all that holding. So that's what he did at the end of the fight. You know, he went in. Y'all think he a head case now?
Yeah, then the corner came at AJ, and then he got really
You think he a head case?
heated.
Listen to the cards.
Right, let's hear what the judges had to say. It's Mr. David Diamante. And of course, return of
Hold on, I had to cut that crap off. But they taking the time to read the cards. But is Anthony Joshua a head case now?
Over 55,000 fans. Saturday, May 6 live on the Zone.
I don't think so. I think he's just being himself now. That man had a lot of pressure on his shoulders, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds here at the O2 Arena, we go to the judges' score totals. Steve Gray, 118 to 111. Alex Levin and Fabian Guggenheim both scored about 117 to 111. All three for your winner.
I had it 9 rounds to 3, and those 3 rounds were generous.
Anthony Joshua!
Like, you can say he dominated. You can say he dominated. You know, it may not have been what we're used to as far as before he lost to Andy Ruiz with that killer instinct, you know, of going out there finishing people off. But he was hitting Jermaine Franklin with some shit. He's got a chin on him, you know. And Jermaine Franklin wasn't doing anything that really stuck out to us. But let's go listen to the interviews.
Rebuilding. I don't think the one fight after, you know, coming off 2 losses is enough.
Let me turn this shit down.
Oh, good shot from Gigi. Left hook hurts him.
The homecoming of Katie Taylor, an atmosphere that will be remembered for many years to come. Her toughest challenge.
I respect Jermaine. I respect everyone here tonight. Eddie, thank you for this opportunity. Fans and people at home watching, thank you as well.
Yeah, what the cameras maybe didn't pick up is that you did go and shake his hand straight after the fight. You shake his hand of the trainer as well, and that was good. Let's talk about the fight, AJ. Many in the lead up to this fight were saying a knockout what was important for you.
Yeah.
You've lost your last 2, 3 of your last 5. Was it just important to get the win?
If that was a knockout, it's important to get the win. But you see, Jermaine's got someone else will knock him out probably. From Britain, I reckon. But Jermaine's got a good duck and dive style. There was opportunities there, but he knew how to tuck up. Respect to him. He done well. I respect him for that. Well done to him and his team for preparing. You know they were prepared for the fight. I should have knocked him out, but what can I say now? It's done. On to the next.
You did land some big shots, Rick. You landed a couple of big right hands, uppercuts. You hurt him to the body as well. Were you surprised that he was able to withstand those shots?
You see, like, when people come to fight me, I think they muster up a different kind of energy. So I feel like he had a lot of pride, and he's here to prove himself. He ain't here to roll over. But yeah, I wish I could have knocked him out 100%. But in the next 15 years, no one will remember that fight anyway.
Was you cautious? Maybe the output was lesser than what we're used to seeing from you. Was you cautious because of the extra weight you're carrying?
No, do you know what it is with my weight? I don't really watch my weight. I just kind of train to the sparring rounds. We're doing 13 rounds or 15 rounds. However I feel, I adapt my body. I don't really worry about my weight. But anyway, let's address the fans. How's everyone doing tonight? British boxing, it's an amazing thing. And honestly, I do appreciate every single one of you. Like, no banter, no banter. I do appreciate every single one of you highly, but I wish I could come round and speak to every single one of you. I don't even want to speak to you out there. I speak to you all the time.
We do speak a lot. There's a couple more points. I always, whenever time I speak to you, I always ask what next. It's the question. It's a difficult question after a fight. But what next for AJ? We spoke and you said there are going to be 3 fights this year. This was the first one. Yeah. What will be the second one? Dillian White's ringside. There's a guy called Tyson Fury at home. What do you want next, AJ?
Well, you know me. I try and provide for the fans. So whatever. I know who the fans want. Who do the fans want?
You heard that. They said Fury.
They said Fury, yeah? Well, the ball's in his court. I would 100% be honoured to compete for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. I stand here and I say that proudly. That would be an honour. So wherever you are, if you're listening, you know my management, you know my promoter. We've had dialect before, so let's continue this and hopefully we can get this on sooner than later. We ain't getting any younger. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I can't wait to get back to Texas, develop and push on because there's a bigger fight. You know how one fight leads on to another. I can't wait to get the next big fight.
Eddie, let's...
My bad. And I'm going to stop it right there. The Tyson Fury fight, that's the fight to make right now. Tyson Fury is on my shit list. You know, was a fan for years, still a fan. But the way he's handled the whole Usyk negotiations, it makes me think. Me personally, my personal opinion is that either it's drug testing or he's scared of Usyk. Simple as that. But the Anthony Joshua fight is still the biggest fight that you can make in Britain. And it's a fight, if it's right there to be made, then they got to make it. But with the way boxing is right now, it's kind of hard to, you know, have faith in these type of fights. Now, I'm going to pick Tyson Fury to beat Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua is going to get outboxed. Doesn't mean that I don't want to see the fight for like the strength and the history of the sport. It's a fight that has to be made. So I'm getting up out of here. I'm going to go have some dinner, take my woman out, have a night on the town. And as you can see, if you haven't noticed, you know, the channel's going through a transition. I'm not uploading and covering every single fight like I used to. However, I will be back to cover Fabricio Ramirez versus Isaac Dogboe, Top Rank on ESPN. I like that fight. But for the most part, things are changing, man. I'm going to be 40 this year. Things are changing. With that being said, take your time out, like the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy and the Fight View 360 Boxing Podcast. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.